This is the 2026 Acura MDX Type S, and it offers the perfect balance of luxury and performance. Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. We're at Acura, the only Acura dealership anywhere across the United States where you can get the Vehicle Visionary discount. That's $500 off if you mention that you watched my video on this vehicle or any other new vehicle in the inventory. Make sure you say that up front if that's something you want to take advantage of. If you want to know more, check out the link down in the description of the video. The exterior color on this model is called Performance Red. It has an ebony interior. You're going to have a lot of additional features here, including the styling that are exclusive to the Type S trim level. And you'll have typical things such as your jewel eye LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, and your LED turn signals. As we work our way down here to the lower portion of the bumper, you have the LED fog lights. I like the way that Acura does their fog lights because it's not just a round, small fog light up here, a little different. It looks nice and it works well. We're also going to have active venting right here that allows air to flow through this area. We're going to also have our classic look with the Acura upper grille, and your Type S logo will be right here. And right here above the Acura logo, there is your front view camera. You're going to have cameras all over the place here. And then the lower grille and our body colored spoiler right there. You're going to have some gloss black surrounding the fender area right here, or this front area of the front end, I should say. But as we work our way around to the fender, let's get that correct. Another Type S logo, and then we're going to have our 21-inch wheels. These are going to be the alloy wheels. You're going to have a combination of gloss black and the brushed aluminum look. And then we're going to have the Acura logo on our bright red brake calipers. That really sets things off. Just something I really like that is here that makes things a little different. With our side view mirrors, turn signal indicators built in. They're heated, they're power adjustable. They're also going to be power folding. Now, one thing that is going to be missing here with the mirror itself is blind spot monitoring. That is located on the inside of the door. I'll show you where that is later in the video in case you're curious to see that. We're going to have our tinted windows. Now, these are not factory tinted. The dealership added this after it came in, so if they look a little darker than you might expect, that's why. Roof rails up top, you can get crossbars and greatly increase your cargo capacity depending on what you want to do where that is concerned. You're gonna have the body colored shark fin antenna up top. Our rear roof spoiler finishing things off right here when you need it. There is your rear window wiper, and then things that you expect to see here, such as your Acura logo. There is the next Type S logo. We've got them on the side, on the front, and right here on the rear. We'll also see right here that this model is going to be all-wheel drive. It's going to come standard that way, in case you were curious to know. MDX logo, and we finish things off here with our LED tail lights. Under the hood is what really sets the Type S trim level apart from all of the other MDX models. It's going to be the turbocharged 3-liter 6-cylinder engine that puts out 355 horsepower, 354 pounds-feet of torque, made it to a 10-speed automatic transmission. 0 to 60 is about 5.5 seconds. Top speed 130 miles per hour. And how about your MPGs? 17 city, 19 highway, 21 combined, and 5.3 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. If you're curious to know, your gas tank size will come in at 19.5 gallons. On a full tank of gas in the city, you should be able to drive about 370 miles and about 468 miles out on the highway. You can tow up to 5,000 pounds with this MDX, and here is your remote. You're going to have the remote start up there on the top, lock, unlock. You're going to have the ability to open and close your power tailgate, and you have the panic button down there if you need that. Now, there's a few different ways you can open this power tailgate. There's a button above the license plate bracket right there, a button on the interior, the button on the remote, or you can just kick your foot underneath. Well, let's do that correctly, just like that. There we go, and gain access to your cargo space. Now, you can tow up to 5,000 pounds. Cargo capacity comes in at 16.3 to 42.8, up to 77.7 cubic feet. To maximize that, we're going to pull on the release right there. We can lower these seats, and you can see how everything looks maximized as far as that goes. A little bit of storage space underneath the floor right here. We'll show that to you real fast so you can see that. And couple of things to note right here. Number one, we have a 12-volt power outlet, and I'm going to do something. I'm going to push this button right here, and I'm going to sit here and talk about what exactly that is. You know, notice I'm sitting here for a reason. So if I was gathering up all of my groceries or whatever I have back here, after I push that button, that's called the walk away feature. Now here's what's going to happen. As I walk away, watch. The tailgate, you'll hear the beep, and then the tailgate will automatically close. Just one of those little conveniences that the MDX offers. All right, let's talk about what your second and your third row passengers are going to find. We'll start with the door panel right here. We're going to have the shade that can be put in place, the manual shade right there. You can see how you can release that over there. Just pull up on that, put that in just like that, and hang it in place. You can see that over there on the passenger or driver side, I should say, as well. We're going to have the red contrast stitching here, a nice large armrest, and the door bin down there has some storage and space for a bottle in front. Now, I want to show you something real fast here before we hop into the third row. I'm going to lower the seat right here, lower the seat back. Right here in front, there is a release right there. So when I pull up on that release, here's what's going to happen. That allows me to fold the seat up like this, and then you can actually take this out. You can stow it in that rear cargo area I just showed you, or you can just stow it somewhere at home and take advantage of that space if you need to, depending on how you want to configure things. Now, it's only the middle seat that comes out. It would be nifty if all three seats did. And here we are in the third row. Now, the seat is all the way back here. As you can see, I don't have a ton of leg space, but these outboard seats do slide back and forth, so you can increase leg space for your third row passengers. And we're going to have a cup holder over here. Here's a USB port. We're going to have the same thing on both sides. Cup holder here, USB port right up here. And then we're going to have the ability to push the button right here. If we want to let ourselves out, if the second row passengers forget, I just push that button and the seat will get up and out of the way. Okay, let's talk about the second row a little bit more. Now, you can move these seats back and forth like I said. They can go pretty far forward. That's going to help your rear seat passengers out if they need some leg space. Now, you will have the fold down seat back here for the middle seat with the cup holders and a little bit of storage space up there. Kind of hard to use as an armrest because it's low. I guess you could do it that way, but it just depends on what you want to do. And all of these seats do recline, including this middle seat. You can see right there that I can recline that back. You can see it right here. As far as that goes, you can leave that up, put it down depending on if anybody's sitting here or not. We're going to have the rear seat pockets on the back of each seat, offering a little bit of storage space. And the command center for the third zone of climate control. We have dual in the front, single in the rear. We have fan speed. We're going to have temperature over there. You can adjust a few different things as you can see right here. And you have the heated outboard seats and also some connectivity options. There's a 12-volt power outlet and then a couple of USB ports. Obviously, we're going to have our air conditioning vents there too. And how about the sticker price? $77,800, unless you take advantage of the Vehicle Visionary discount. Only at Acura. Remember that. Let's see what else you get for the price. We'll start with our upper console right here. I haven't talked about it yet, but you have a panoramic sunroof. You can manage the shade and open and close your power sunroof right here. And we'll take a quick look at that up there just to show you what's going on with that. I'm going to show you how things look when we bring the shade forward. There's your power shade. If you've got too much light coming into the interior, you can bring that all the way forward. Now we'll work our way down on the passenger side. Going to have your glove box right here. Not a lot of space for my cameraman, but we'll go ahead and try and make this quick. You can see the space that's in there. The passenger side door panel is what we're going to take a look at next. And something I like is that you have seat memory on the passenger side. If you have it on the driver's side, you should have it on the passenger side. Nice large armrest and door bin, plenty of space where all of that is concerned. And going back to the upper console, one more thing I meant to show you that I didn't, right here, a sunglass holder. You're not going to see that in every single vehicle in this day and age. Just one of those interesting little things you may not be aware of. And as far as the driver's side door panel goes, again, we're going to have our seat memory right here. Everything for our controls for our side view mirrors. That's the button I pushed to fold in the side view mirrors earlier. You didn't see that, but that's how that works. You can lock and unlock your windows and your doors. One touch down. and one touch up at all 4 doors. And there's that button for opening and closing the power tailgate right there, depending on if you want to do that from the driver's seat or whatever the situation is. And you can see some of our other controls here as far as traction control goes, park assist. I think you know what all is here. And then right here is the control for your tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. It is power adjustable. You can work your way back and forth with the shifter paddles through the 10-speed automatic transmission. You have everything for your adaptive cruise control and all of your other features here, including your heated steering wheel on the left-hand side over here. And you can adjust things with the radio. Quite a bit going on here where this model is concerned, depending on what you want to see or do. Now, you do have several different driving modes, and before I show you those, I want to show you what you have as far as your your driver's display goes, so you can see what's going on. You are going to see some different looks as far as that goes. And now, I'm going to go back up here and we'll show you all of the driving modes. So here's what we're going to have. You're going to have your snow mode. You're going to have lift mode if you need to get over something that's a little bit higher up. It'll only do so much, but then we go down here. Comfort will be right there. You're going to have normal. Sport mode, that's my favorite driving mode right there. And here with our drive mode selector where it says dynamic mode right here, when I push on that center button right there, that brings up your individual mode. We're going to hit OK right there, and then we can go over here and customize everything, and you can see what all you can do as far as that goes with the engine, steering, going to have suspension. Idle stop is right there. If you want to turn that off, you can. You can enable or disable that. You have your gauge cluster and its look. We already showed you how everything looks where that is concerned, but depending on how you want that to look, and your ambient lighting, you can also go in and change that. But we're going to run through a few more things here with the center screen. Now you can see that you have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You can wirelessly pair your smartphone, and then you have all of your vehicle settings right here. Nice and easy to know what's going on because you have all of your different information around the vehicle depending on what you want to do. We can go in here into lighting setup just to give you a quick demo of what is there. Now you might notice that's not the exterior color of the MDX, but you can change that. We're going to go to view right there, and then we go to body color, and that will change the on-screen body color, although it seems that the lighter colors do show up a little bit better than the darker colors, at least in my opinion. But if you want to know how to change that on the screen, there is how you do that. And one more screen to go through right here just to show you some of the things that are here as far as that goes. You've got cabin talk right there. If you want to talk to your passengers and get their attention, you can do that. I don't know if you can actually hear me right now, but I know I can hear myself. And so there you go. That'll only work when you go into that. It isn't just going to stay on when you're driving around unless you have that screen up. Obviously, Google Maps built in right here, phone, all of that stuff's going to be here. It's pretty easy to deal with. Down here, we'll have our air conditioning vents and then the settings for our dual zone climate control. We want to manage that, we can do that. And then you can see that we also have your button right here to turn auto stop start on and off if you want to. Also brake hold. You do have the piano black here, so keep a microfiber cloth nearby to keep that nice and clean and fingerprint free as best as possible. The push button shifter is something people either like or they don't. I don't seem to find any neutral ground where that is concerned. Depending on who you are, well, you may or may not like that. Now you also have your massage seats here. If you want to turn everything on here, there we go. We can turn that on. There's our massage seats. Turn that on and off, and the ventilated seats, obviously on the driver and passenger side. And we can hit that and bring up the USB ports. We'll also find everything right here for managing your radio stations, what you're listening to, and also your volume control and turning that on and off. A little bit of storage space right there. The wireless charging pad is here, cup holders, and within the center console, a couple of different things here. There's a couple of releases. You've got the button right here that allowed me to open this top section. Not a lot of space right there, but that's not all you have. I'm going to put that back down, and we're going to open that back up. 2 more USB ports and storage. And if you're looking for camera views, you do have several of those to talk about. I showed you that front view camera earlier in the video, so you know that's going to be there. You've got your overhead view and your rear view. I told you I would show you this earlier in the video, and I almost forgot, but here is where your blind spot monitoring is located, right there on the door panel. As we get out on the road for the test drive, one thing I forgot to mention earlier, I don't know if you saw it or not, but you do have a nice bright head-up display. That's going to be a feature that you're going to have here on this Type S, and traffic sign recognition will be there. So one of those nice little things that are here. What really makes this a great balance of luxury and performance is obviously all of the different materials and the way the interior is made on the luxury end of things, and the great driving or handling characteristics, I should say, of the MDX Type S, balancing a comfortable ride quality with the great handling. You don't often have both. It's either one or the other, but in this case we're going to have both here, complement each other quite well. There'll be some things that change depending on the drive mode you choose. When you're wanting to have that spirited drive and just get the best acceleration possible, sport mode is obviously where you need to be. And as I showed you earlier in the video, you can go and individualize everything in individual mode depending on what you want. Easy to see out of, nice and easy technology to learn and use. And for those that haven't seen the MDX for the last few years, guess what? You've got that touch screen. You saw that earlier in the video. That's something that I know excites a lot of people because you asked for it for quite a few years. That came as of the 2025 model year, but it is here. It is worth mentioning that that's something that you're going to find standard across all trim levels now. I know a lot of people said, I don't like that trackpad that was there before, not being able to use the touch screen. So that is one thing that obviously has changed between 2025 and 2026, these last two model years. So if you go with the 24 model or earlier, you won't have the touch screen. Something to note where that is concerned. A lot of fun to drive. When you need to just drive and just go out and enjoy driving without taking that spirited drive, as I mentioned earlier in the video, well, obviously you can do that. But when you want that burst of power, a little bit extra, it is there for you with 355 horsepower. So that's going to make a difference. Overall, very comfortable interior. You've got these nice comfortable seats, plenty of room, especially in the first and second rows. Maybe not as much in the third row, but there is a good bit of space here in these first two rows and a lot of adjustability built in to the driver's seat and steering wheel. So depending on your height, you can set things up accordingly and you'll be nice and comfortable. Okay, tell me what you think about the 2026 Acura MDX Type S. It is the perfect balance of luxury and performance. We talked a little bit more about what that means on the test drive. If you didn't see that, go back and watch, in case you've been skipping around in the video. I know some of you do that, but I understand at the same time because there are certain things you want to know about. Tell me what you think about the MDX Type S. I would like to say a special thanks to my friends at Acura for loaning us these MDX for the day so we can tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give us the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. That's very helpful. Please share this video on your timelines on social media. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss future videos. If you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out one of the videos that's on the screen right now, and we'll see you there.